Hello everyone, welcome to Crafting with Lee. Today I'm going to make this adorable ladybug wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. I'm going to start by adding my pipe cleaners to my wire frame. This time I'm using an 18-inch frame instead of the usual 14-inch, so I'll need a few more pipe cleaners. I'm going to start by going around the two center bars and adding a pipe cleaner at each crossbar. Then for the outside, I pick a random bar, add a pipe cleaner to it, and then lay it down, and where the shortest pipe cleaner, because sometimes one's shorter than the other, lands, that's where I'll put my next pipe cleaner. And I'll just do that all the way around. It usually ends up working out pretty well. Sometimes it's a little off, but it's not a huge deal. This is how you make your own pencil frame. The difference is with the pencil frame, it has 3 bars and they go up instead of this one's a lot flatter. I decided to use some leftover 21-inch metallic red mesh that I had. I was just going to do a black base, but I had a good bit of this, so I'm just going to go around the outside. It's just going to be just a little bit of color in the background. And I'm just pulling and twisting once. I'm only pretty much pulling to the next pipe cleaner. And I'm going to show you how to add more mesh. You can always trim it later, or you can trim it before, whichever. And I just gathered it together. When I add it, I'm going to add the 2 into the 1 pipe cleaner. And you won't see it under the black that I add to it and all of the ribbon. I'm not super picky about things, so this doesn't bother me. Some people might be bothered by it. Alright, I'm just going to go around and finish adding the mesh to the outside layers. If you have any questions about mesh or wire frames, I did a video, I'll link to it here, that explains pretty much everything I know about it. I'm sure there's a whole lot more out there, but it just gives you the basics, different kinds of meshes and different frames. Alright, I decided to cut this black metallic mesh at 18 inches because I believe there are 18 pipe cleaners. I use this big paper cutter, but you could use scissors or a rotary cutter. All of it works. This just is so much easier. I'm going to do the ruffle technique on this wreath. I went around and opened all of the outside pipe cleaners, so it's easier to stick the black ones in. I didn't curl this under like I normally do, because this mesh is pretty sturdy, so it doesn't have really rough edges. It kind of curls on its own too. I'll show you what I mean here. I just lay it flat and start bunching it. Then I open my pipe cleaner and add it. And I'm going to add a piece of black mesh to every pipe cleaner. I'm only twisting once so I can add ribbon. But these are the ribbons I decided to use. I really like the velvet ribbon. It's a different texture, I like it. I separated them into 2 stacks because I'm going to alternate between the burlap and red polka dot and the burlap and black polka dot. So I have the 2.5 inch velvet, the 1.5 inch glitter, and then the 1.5 inch burlap. I really like the burlap with the red and black. Alright, I'm opening the pipe cleaners again and adding my ribbon. And I'm going to twist it 3 times to secure. I couldn't decide if I wanted to separate the 2 reds, but I decided to keep them together. It kind of looks like they're stuck together. I think it's really pretty. Then I'm just going to take a glue stick and roll down the pipe cleaners to make little spirals. You could also tuck them back. I just think this is cute. Alright, I'm going to do one more with the black. And I just go around and alternate each one. I do black, red, black, red. I really liked having the 2 smaller ribbons. I usually work with 2.5 inch ribbon. It's fun to change it up. Alright, I open the pipe cleaner, add the ribbon, twist it 3 times. I roll down my pipe cleaners. And then I arrange my ribbon in an X. I'm just going to show you how I do one on the bottom or the outside. And it's the same way. I just open it. Just when you're adding the ribbon, I kind of have to put my finger on one of the rings to really get my ribbon in there. And I decided to make a bow for this wreath. This wreath is a lot bigger than what I normally make because I used the 18-inch frame. I believe it ended up measuring 31 inches when it was finished. Alright, I'm doing 5.5 inch loops. I really like this ribbon, it's really sturdy. Alright, now I'm going to show you a trick that you can do when you run out of ribbon but you have more. You could just cut it off and then add another loop, or you can trim it and add pot glue behind it where no one's going to see. Line it up seamlessly, let it dry, and then you can just keep on making your bow and no one will ever know it's there. I don't like to waste. Alright, so I did 4 loops on each side, and they're all at 5.5. Now I'm just going to use my ruler to push the ribbons down further. The glitter ribbon I do at 5 inches. And I do 3 of each of those. And then I'm going to add the black polka dot and the red polka dot. I do these at 4.5. And I'm doing 2 of each on each side, so 4 total. I'm doing the red polka dot at 4.5 inches as well. with 3 on each side. I decided to use a zip tie on this one because it was so thick and the zip tie makes it super tight. Now I'm just cutting the tails for the bow. I like to dovetail the ends of all the ribbon. You don't have to. You can do a slanted cut or just leave it the way it is. I just think it gives a nice touch. I was thinking about doing a video on how to make a bow by hand. Just let me know if you would like to see that. Alright, to add the tails, I'm going to, well, I already did, feed a pipe cleaner where the zip tie is connected to the bow. Feed it through there and then twist it tightly. And I'm adding another pipe cleaner so it's long enough to secure it to the wreath frame. And I'm just twisting them together, the shorter one with the longer one, just so it's out of the way. Alright, to add it to my wreath, I'm going to feed the pipe cleaners through the back of the wreath, and they're going to go on either side of the 2 center bars, and then I just wrap them around each other. Then I just fuss with the bow until I like the way it looks. I decided to make a side bow this time. I found this cute little ladybug. I'm going to add it to the wreath. I'll just pop off the wire stick or post. The head was really flimsy, so I'm going to hot glue the neck part just to make sure it's sturdy. I used pipe cleaners and hot glue to connect this to the wreath. You would probably want to do E6000 with the hot glue just so it's really secure, because there's a good chance it's going to pop off. I'm just going to position the ladybug where I want it and feed the pipe cleaners through the mesh and attach it to the wire frame. So cute. Alright, that's it. That's how I made my ladybug wreath. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. I do answer those. Or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe.